Today we're gonna fillet a spiny dogfish here. So this is gonna work for all these small shark fish. So what we need for this is a filleting knife as well as pliers like so. I recommend the ones that are not too broad, easier to work with here. So for spiny dogfish, if you have caught this yourself, it is very important that you always keep it cold after it's dead. Now you can kill them by hitting them very hard in the head, or you can slice through their head and they'll bleed out. Now put them on ice cold water right away, or store them on ice. This way they're not going to release ammonia into the meat. That's why they get that urine smell to them. So today I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way that you can take off the skin of these things. So let's get started here first of all by removing all the fins. Now I'm going to cut a little bit downwards on these top fins, as these are spiny dogfish, and those fins, as you can see here, they're a little bit tricky to cut through. Same with this one. Can be a little bit poisonous as well. So be a little bit careful. So cut under that, like so. And this is just trash, composting. So we're also going to cut off the tail here. Now, as how far back you want to go is going to depend on the size of the dogfish. If it's a small dogfish, there is not much meat back here. So for these bigger ones, I'm just going to take it right at the edge of the fin there. Also discard of that. Next, we turn the dogfish around. And down here by the anal cavity, we're going to cut off both of these fins as well. 1 and 2, like that. Again, for the seagulls back there. And we're going to also take off these pectoral fins. So just slicing through here. 1 and the other one. So at this point, we're going to go back down here at the anal cavity, and we're going to slice open all the way up here so that we can take out all the guts from the dogfish here. Now, thankfully for us, but sometimes you will actually find the little dogfish pups inside here with their little plum, or what we should say, that they live off of. So we're just going to cut this out, and here you can actually see the eggs of the dogfish. So this will develop into living babies, but not yet. So we're just going to clean up the guts there. Nice and easy. Ah, and it broke. Sadly, no omelette today. We're going to discard of this as well. Now the liver was used a lot in the past for omega-3 actually. Let me just clean up here quickly. Alright, so with the guts cleaned and the fish ready, we're going to start by, I'm just going to lob off this section here. Like so, and we'll repeat on the other side as well. Now, whether you want to keep the actual gut area, it's really up to you. Personally, it's a lot of work for very little meat. So I think we're just going to cut this off right away here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these off right away. Now, these are totally edible, but it's a lot of work, like I said, for very little reward. What you could do is just skin them with your knife like you would any other fish. It's pretty easy since they are tough skin on. But for the actual main part of the meat here, what we're going to do is that we're going to cut behind this pectoral fin, and we're going to cut up in kind of a V. You need a sharp knife for this, all the way up to the head like so. And we're going to repeat that process here on the other side as well, like that. And then we just make a tiny incision here, and we're going to make a little bit of an area that we can put our pliers inside. So just flip up that area. Now next we're going to take our pliers here. With one hand we're going to hold on to the fish, with the other one grab hold of that skin flick and start pulling. So at this point you can see you could also kind of turn the pliers around like this, then you may get a little bit of a better grip, but not necessary. Anyway, we're just going to keep pulling here. All the way down to the bottom. To the bottom. And then we are ready to cut off the head. So again, we're just going to cut down along where we made that V shape in the beginning. Alright, so here we have the spiny dogfish ready and skin free. Now there's still going to be one bone running all the way down along the middle here. Now you can see this is where the spines were, here and here. So what I recommend that we do here is that we split this into 3 parts around the areas with the spine. So let's do one here, like that, and let's split the other one a little bit in front of the spine here. So here you can see inside how the meat looks. Maybe it's easier here. So you can see it goes kind of down in that upside down T shape that we talk about in some of the other filleting videos. So this is a little bit trickier on the spine, so let's do one without spine first. So let's make an incision here, down along the middle, all the way down. So you're going to feel the bone once you hit it. So once you made it to this point, we need to kind of turn either left or right to kind of work down along the spine area here, as you can see. So for example, on this side we go out, and then we need to bend the knife out a little bit, like that. And here you can see a little bit outwards, like that. Let's just cut it off. Like that. Perfect fillet, and from here we can. Alright, so let me show you how to fillet it as well, take it off the actual bone. So you can see here there is going to be that spine area here on this piece, so we're going to need to cut kind of around that. Inside here you can see how the fish looks, so we're going to go down the middle, and here we have that spine, so we can either cut it off or you can cut around it. Let's just cut it around it. And then back down. And as you press the knife down, obviously do this on a table, not in your bare hands, all the way down, and you can feel that middle bone there. So at this point what we're going to do is that we're going to turn the knife inwards, and we're going to follow along that bone down like this. And once we pass that bone, we can kind of angle the knife back in again, like that, and up here around the spine, or around the spike, I suppose. And then we follow it back down to the middle again. And there we have one fillet. And here you can see that spike going down the middle here. So we can repeat here on the other side, outside the spike. And then we just follow the bone down, and we can cut out the bone here. There we go. And from here it is as easy as cutting it into sizes however you want. If you want to barbecue it, you could keep it as is like this. Otherwise, cut it up like this and put it on the frying pan. Delicious fish. Very underutilized. It just became legal to fish this in Norway again after a long break. It's very soft and nice meat. However, be a little bit careful as it tears apart very easily. I can do some cooking videos on this in the future as well if you're interested. So let me just show you here on this part as well. This is going to be where the gut cavity was. These. So to fillet these, it's going to be pretty much the same, other than that you don't need to turn it back inwards again past the bone there in the middle, all the way back. Pry it a little bit open. And there we go. And then same procedure here. Slice it up or however you want. I think we have a little bit of the back fin here as well. Alright, so that's all the main meat. Now if you want to keep these as well, it's totally edible. You could fry it on the skin, or you could fillet it off. So if you want to take the skin off of these, take your filleting knife, pull at the very back of the fillet, make a little incision there so you have some room to work with, and just put your knife at an angle down against the skin. Now this skin is pretty tough, so you have a little bit of an advantage there so that you don't cut through the skin, so you can actually use a little bit of force there. And there you go. Alright, so you can take this home as well and fry it on the pan, I suppose. Maybe deep fry this one. And yeah, that's how you break down an entire spiny dogfish. Obviously this is going to work totally fine for all types of dogfish. But one thing that's very important now, all these cartilage based fish, you need to keep them very cold. Preferably you put them in the freezer and you take them up when you are ready to use them. That way they're gonna be totally fine. This is delicious meat, but there is this little thing that you always need to keep in the back of your head while you're working with these types of fish. So if you like this, I'll make some cooking videos about it in the future. I'm gonna link it here if it's done. If not, thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you over in the next one.